Hello? Hey, how you doing, baby? How's it been? Oh, you want me to come through tonight? Well, I tell you what, I'm at the club right now, but I'll be leaving here in the next 30 minutes, and I'll be on my way. Is that cool? Oh, my God, it's so nice to see you. Come here, give me a hug, man. The house is nice. It smells good. You got the drinks here, too? Oh, man. Who's that in the driveway? I see some bright lights in the driveway. Who is this in your driveway, boo? Ho. Your baby's daddy? I thought y'all wasn't messing around. Your baby's daddy's here at 2 o'clock in the morning in your driveway? Check this out, man. I done been in here for like an hour. Dude obviously ain't gonna go nowhere. So you might want to go out there and talk to him, because I'm not gonna just sit in here all night long. So you might want to just, go out there and let him know that you got company in the house. She been outside 30, 40 minutes talking to this dude, man. I'm not getting ready to sit in this house. I feel as though I'm hiding, man. Grab my keys, man. I'm out of here. Whatever happens when I go outside, it just happens, man. But I'm fully prepared. Yo, once again it's on. Back at you one more again, Real Kens TV in the house like motherfucking kitchen sinks. We don't love these hoes. M.O.B. Money over B's. Quite sure you can use your imagination for you all that don't know what the B's stand for. B.O.B. Broskies over B's once again. Those are some of the things that you often hear from guys out here in these streets, man. Not even necessarily in the streets, just guys in general. Now, I'm not speaking about all guys. Let me put that out there once again. I'm not speaking about all guys. But you got a lot of these guys, young and old, that act as though a female means absolutely nothing to them. You see, a dude has a very difficult time accepting the fact that his girl, his wife, significant other, baby's mama, however you want to put it, has interest in another man. He can have all the women on the side that he wants. 3, 4, 5 different women on the side, going to the strip clubs. He's staying out 2, 3 days, not coming home, not responding to her calls. She blowing the phone up or what have you. And he with another female the entire time. But let him find out that she got somebody. I was going to be a major problem. This particular situation, I was kicking it with a young lady. She was a nice young lady. And, we had met. We went out on a couple dates, if you will. Went out to eat a couple times, what have you. So one night, she calls me up. I got the infamous phone call. Would you come on over? I'm at the club or whatever. I'll be over after the club. I go to her house right after the club, as I said I was going to do, because I really do try to keep my word. I get to the house. Everything's cool. We sitting in the living room or whatever, just talking. She got drinks or what have you. At this point, it's probably 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'd never been to her house before. Next thing you know, I see these bright lights outside. When somebody pulls up into your driveway, you see the bright lights. She's looking outside. Who is that? She was like, oh my goodness. I'm like, what's going on? She was like, that's my ex / baby's daddy. She's like, I don't know what his purpose is. We've been done with. So I'm like, man, you sure? She was like, yeah, I haven't messed with him. I haven't had any involvement with him in months. I don't know what made him just pull up tonight. I'm not going out there. So he's blowing the phone up. Now, it's a while ago. So this was so long ago. People obviously had cell phones, but yet they had house phones just as well. He's blowing the phone up. She's not answering. She gets to the point to where she takes the house phone off the hook. That's how much he's calling. He's not blowing the horn. He's not banging on the door or anything like that. He knows that she knows that he's outside in the driveway. My car's in the driveway, so he knows that somebody's there as well. I'm like, wow, see, this is why I do not like going over women's houses. No disrespect, ladies, because you may be done with the dude in your mind, but guess what? He's not done with you in some cases. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, this is ridiculous. The dude is not leaving. It's like an hour and a half. This dude does not leave. So I finally tell her, like, listen, man, you might just want to go out there and talk to him. He's obviously not going to leave. Well, I don't have any interest. I don't want to go out there and talk to him. Yeah, but we can't even carry on our night as long as he's here. So you may just want to go out there and, you know, speak with him. So she finally decides to go outside. I'm sitting in the house and pretty much just waiting on her to get rid of him. 30, 45 minutes, and that was probably too long for me to wait. The G in me says, you know what, man, this you on some sucker. You a chump. You sitting here while she's talking to him and just waiting. Like, nah, man, I'm out. I go outside. Now, when I go outside, it's only to leave, not to have any interaction, have anything to do with what they have going on. Luckily, I wasn't parked in the driveway to where he was blocking me in. So I'm leaving. No, don't leave. I was like, listen, man, y'all go on and handle what y'all got to handle, man. We'll get up. Now, some might say, real Kings, why would you go outside? That was a dangerous situation. I was fully prepared at this point. I was fully prepared. Not that I wanted anything like that to happen. And again, this was years ago, many years ago. Not that I wanted anything to happen, any interaction. I didn't go out there on no tough guy stuff or nobody. And I actually knew the dude. When I came outside, I knew who he was anyway because she had told me what his name, you know, is or what have you. But when I went outside, like, we actually knew each other. Like, used to hoop together, used to, you know, we weren't like best friends or anything. But he knew my name. I know his name. He don't say nothing to me. I don't say nothing to him. I tell her, nah, man, y'all just go handle what you got to handle. And, you know, we'll get up. I leave. I live to see another day. She ends up calling me a few hours later or whatever. I done went to sleep at that point. So we talked the next day or what have you. And, you know, it was smooth. It was cool. I believe what she was saying. I believe that she wasn't messing with him. And it's crazy because in this particular situation, I say about a week or two later, I was out again. A young guy. I was going out every weekend. I'm in my car. Dude walks over to me. He's like, hey, bro, let me holler at you real quick. I'm like, what's happening? Once again, I'm fully, you know, protect myself at all times. He's like, man, I just want to apologize, man. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing towards you, man. She just been telling me one thing, and it seems as though when I try to do what, you know, what we talked about or whatever, it's something totally different. So, you know, I wasn't trying to be disrespectful or anything. You see, I wasn't, you know, banging on the door or ringing the doorbell or anything like that. I didn't know it was you that was in there. He was like, but regardless who it was in there, you know what I'm saying, I just want to apologize and let you know, man, I ain't got no problems or whatever. Now, this dude was a solidified, this dude, like, he was a hustler, but he was well respected in the streets. You know what I'm saying? But he was just a cool dude. He was a laid back dude or whatever. Now, situations typically don't work out like that because dudes, man, like I said, they can have 15 women on the side and they see their girl is messing with another dude or she's gone on and she's messing with somebody else. Man, I don't want no dudes around my kids, man. Everybody's going to go. You got some dudes that's like that. So with all that being said, there is a message. Oh, yeah, there's a message and there's a situation, another situation. So essentially, you're getting two stories into one. Now, before I go any further, I am the self-proclaimed Mr. 30 Minutes or Better. Yeah, I don't do the 12, 13, 15-minute videos. No knock to anybody that does that. Shout out to you. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. So if you're on your way to work, you're at work, you having a bad day, you're kind of dragging or what have you, or you're on your way from work, you're trying to lay down and take a nap, go to sleep at night, depending on what time that you're actually viewing this video or listening to this video. Perhaps you need a laugh. Perhaps you need to cry. If you just want to hear a good old-fashioned true penitentiary story, this is the channel for you. I'm in penitentiary. Me and my dude, man, we actually, let me not get too far ahead of myself. So let's rewind. For you all that don't know, I do the manual rewind for the simple fact that I don't really edit too much of my videos. I know how to edit at this point. There's really no need to edit too much. So I'm in the penitentiary and I sign up for masonry class. Masonry, you know, you learn how to, you know, blocks and bricks and, you know how to build things and things of that nature. Even though I sucked at it, I can build a mailbox. I can still build a person a mailbox right now. You know, the brick mailbox. Yeah, I feel as though I can still use my little leveler or whatever. I think I could do that. But nevertheless, I'm in masonry class in the penitentiary. Trying to make a better way for myself. Trying to, you know, get some skills for myself. And hopefully when I get out, I don't return back to the criminal lifestyle. Y'all rock with me. And so it's a dude named Jules. He's in the masonry class with me. Black dude, real dark skinned dude. And he got like the perfect teeth. Like white teeth. So he smiles, man, it's crazy. Like the perfect white teeth. Him and I would often talk. He was probably weighed about 210, 215. Stocky type dude, you know. He lifted weights. He had been locked up for a couple years. When I initially met him, maybe, I don't know, a little bit over a year and a half. Whatever the case may be, he had been lifting weights the entire time. We was about the same height. I'm about 5'9". He a couple inches taller than me. So what would be a couple inches taller than 5'9"? 5'11" maybe? I don't know. He's about 5'11". And so Jules was one of those guys to where he didn't say much. But you just kind of knew, like, leave this dude alone. Meaning that don't F with him. Because he would probably just bloop all the way out. For some reason, man, he kind of took to me. And we would often talk, like, because we had stations in the masonry class. So we would have to work on different projects. My station was right beside his. We were both growing our hair at the same time. We both wanted locks. I think I had mine slightly longer than he did. But our hair was very, very similar. Now, for you all that's saying, come on, Ken's, get to the story. This is part of the story. Just sit back, relax, and listen. I got to paint a picture. If I don't paint a picture, I'm going to just go right to the story, and then 5 minutes later, the video's over. Doesn't work like that. So, you know, we would often talk about, you know, how to, you know, get our hair to lock up or what have you. And, you know, these are locks. For y'all that don't know, these are locks. Most people know, but they're locks. I've been growing these for, I don't know, 6-7 years. Well, about 6 years at this point. And so, now these are not the first set of locks that I had. You know, I'm not gonna, Ken, you just said it was many, many moons ago. Yeah, I've had locks probably 3 times. And so this was the first time I had my locks. It was the first time he had his. We talk about our locks. Then he might help me, you know, with my projects or what have you, like getting my bricks and my block level. Sometimes I have a hard time getting it level, especially like closer to the ground. So they gave us knee pads, and we would have to get on our knees to do the lower level. Pause that by triple pause when I say we had to get on our knees. I shouldn't even have said that, but that's just what it is. And then once the blocks get high enough for the brick, then we can stand up and, you know, take that mortar, slap it on there, take the trowel, smooth it out, and that's just how it goes. And so, man, him and I, we became, you know, we got really, really cool. And this is a person that I never knew before. He never knew me. We didn't know, you know, anything about each other. Some days we work out together. He was more so of a loner, though. So he would do his own thing. And I had other things going on as far as like other classes. I'm trying to get out the joint. So I'm taking any class that I can possibly take so that when I go for parole, they see everything that I've done. Man, this guy, he's really trying to change his life. He's really trying to, well, all the while, really, I was just trying to get out. At this particular time, I was still young, dumb, and full of fill in the blank. So we got cool, man, and there was a young lady. She was an officer, Officer Carter. She was a black girl. She was young. She probably wasn't nothing but 25, 26 years old. She was fine too, man. All the dudes loved her on the yard. Everybody. They was feeling her, and she was extra friendly. She wasn't one of those COs that came in being a jerk and trying to make your time harder. No, she wasn't writing nobody up. She was just a cool CO, just there to get her paycheck and go home. Well, almost every dude on the yard liked her. I was looking at her, I'm like, man, she's fine. But I never said anything to her because for the simple fact that that's called pursuing. They'll knock your head off for pursuing a relationship with staff. Now, although I thought that she probably wouldn't say anything, I said, you know what, man, if she, you know, I let her get at me. Problem is, she never really, you know, she didn't really express that much interest in me. She would speak to me, she would laugh, smile, whatever, but I never thought she expressed that much interest in me. See, a lot of guys in prison, as soon as, that's why I tell you guys, be careful about allowing your woman to work or your wife to work at a prison. Not to say that you control what she does and where she works, but just understand that those guys are sitting back and they plotting. They don't care nothing about a ring on her finger. They don't care about anything like that. They plotting and they're examining the situation as far as when she walks in. Is she smiling? Is she frowning? Does she look sad today? How is she? What is her tone when she's talking? Is she smiling at you when she speaks at you? All of these things are being broken down by individuals that have nothing to do but think. Next thing you know, that inmate sits around and works out all day long and gets his mind right. He'll mess around and have your woman. I've seen it many, many times. Many times. So I would implore you to be a little mindful and understand what she's getting herself into if she wants to go work at a jail, and especially a prison. Dudes feel as though, oh man, she smiled at me. She wants me. Like, dude, she smiles at everybody. No, man. The way she smiled at me, man, I'm letting you know she wants me for real. And they'll get these things in their mind and they're relentless. The pursuit for her is going to be relentless. They'll throw it all on the risk it all. I've seen it work, and I've seen guys get written up for pursuing, go straight to the hole, and you get shipped right behind. Well, if you weren't behind the fence, you're going behind the fence, behind the walls. Lions, tigers, goons, birds. Not to say that it's not lions, tigers, and birds at camps, but it's more lax, way, way more laid back and lax. Dudes was getting at her, but she wasn't saying anything. She liked my dude Jules. She liked Jules. Few people knew it, but Jules didn't really say anything. He kept it on the low. Jules was, like I said, he was a quiet dude. He never said anything. So we're in the same dorm, but see, the dorm that we were in upstairs is the honor dorm. So downstairs is the regular part, to where it's like, it's open bays. Open bays, Army barracks. You got, I don't know, maybe 30 or 40 people in a bay. A couple phones, microwave, bathroom, shower, you know, things like everything that you need. TV. But you got other bays, and when you go upstairs, you got the individual rooms. That's considered the honor dorm. Jules had ended up, he was in the bay with us, but he went upstairs to the individual rooms, the honor dorm. Me, I didn't want an individual room. I like mingling and being around people. And, hey, bro, you see that play right there? You see that touchdown? Like, I like to interact. Unless it's people in the bay that's getting on my nerves. Such as Big Tony and the other Big Tony. If y'all not familiar with that, y'all go check out some of my former videos, and I tell a story about Big Tony. He had like bad gas problems, and he thought that it was funny for him to just let gas. We quickly nipped that in the bud. So she moves, you know, he moves upstairs or what have you. She was working third shift. They had moved her to third shift because she hadn't been there that long, so they would operate, like they would, I said operate, they would alternate their shifts. You may be on first shift for a few months, then they move you to second, a few months, and they move you to third. She's on third shift. She's working, I think, 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., something like that. He's in a room all by himself. It got to the point they're talking, you know, but they're trying to be discreet about it. It gets to the point to where she's sliding in his room at night. He already knows that she's coming. She slides in his room because it's a cell, but they're doors. It's not bars, they're doors. So nobody can see inside of the cell. They got like a little window. You can like cover the window up. But at the time that she's coming in the cell, everybody else is asleep. 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. She slide in the cell. They do what they do. She comes out or whatever. Now, Jules never said a word. But it was getting around on the yard that she was feeling Jules. Now, all the while she was feeling Jules, you got Q. You got this other individual. Little young dude, thought he was tough, man. You know what I'm saying? He had the locks too, dark-skinned dude. Probably weighed about 180. We was all about to, he was probably 5'11" too. And I'm not even joking. He was literally probably 5'11". He had been locked up for a long time, though. So he wasn't that young. He had been locked up 9 to 10 years. So he's getting to the point to where he was getting, you know, close to getting out, or at least having an opportunity to get out. He was feeling Miss Carter, man. he was feeling it. He walked through the yard and he got his headphones on, you know, because you can have a CD player in prison. Now, you know, you got MP3 players and things like that. But back then it was CD players. And he would see her on the yard and he would just start singing real loud. I got my eyes on you. It was that Drake song. I don't even remember exactly how it goes. But he would see her and he would make a point. And that was a song that he would always sing. That's why I picked that song. Because that was a song that he would always sing. And so he was making it known that he was feeling her, that he wanted to get at her. Now, I don't know really the interaction because I would see him go in there and try to talk to her. And I would see her laughing and giggling and you know, but I mind my own business and I stay in my own lane, but you're going to see what you see. We're all in the same dorm. Same dorm, just different bays. Dude ended up like lightweight having a problem with me. I don't have anything to do with this entire situation. We in a weight pile one day. We sitting there and he's talking to his homies or whatever. And so he's talking to his homies. He wants me to hear him. Yeah, man, I caught my first body, man. And he was naming the year. Yeah, back in, 90 or whatever year he was talking about. That's when I caught my first body. Or was that my second body? It was one of them, man. Yeah, and I bodied him, man. But he's talking loud, so it's like he wants people around to hear. We're right next door. We in the weight pile. It's the inside, because they got an inside weight pile in prison, and they had an outside weight pile. We're in the inside weight pile, so he wants everybody to hear him talking about when he caught his first body. I'm laughing at the clown. I'm on the weight bench. This is the day that, we loading up. I wasn't driving the car. Driving the car means there's somebody else that's stronger than you, that's, he puts the workout plans together, whatever. So this particular day, man, we going hard in the paint. Pause. They load me up with 365 on the bench. I ain't never hit 365. The most I've ever done on the bench by myself, as far as maxing out, one rep was 350. They load me up with 365 because I had a lot of endurance. So they thought that I could do the 365 because the dude that was rocking the car, you know what I'm saying, that ran the car, Trick E. Shout out to Trick E, man. That's his real name. He out of Hoptown, man. So if you happen to see this, or you from Hoptown, or you know Trick E, tell him get at me, man. Trick E, man. Trick E was a beast. Trick E would put that 385 on there and take it down and take it down slowly, barely tap his chest and push. Dude! Push it up. Go back down one more time. Dude! Push it all the way up. Trick E, we all the same size. We all about the same size. He was just strong, man. But he had been on like weightlifting teams back in the day. It was his first time in prison, but he was a strong dude. And so they load me up with the 365. I take it out of the rack. I don't want no help. Matter of fact, it's mandatory. You take it out of the rack. Now, this is the flat bench for you all that don't know about weightlifting. It's just lifting weights, basically. I take it out of the rack. I bring it all the way down. I control it. I get to my chest. I get it about halfway up. And then my arms just, I can't get it. But it's like I'm struggling because it's not going down on me. But I can't get it up anymore. I wasn't ready for the 365 yet. I could take 315, hit it 5 times. But see, Trick E thought that I was ready for it because I could out-rep him on 225. I take 225 and hit it 17 times. Or for sets, I'm hitting it 14, about 14 times a set. 5 sets of 14s. I could do it. Trick E had a hard time once he got to like set number 5. So he thought that I was just as strong as him, but I wasn't. I just had a little bit more endurance than him. So with all this being said, Q was like, I heard him say it. He was kind of walking away, but I heard him say it. Murdered him. Talking about the 365. When it said murdered him, basically it was saying the weight crushed me. And I'm looking at the dude like, oh man, I really want to say something, to be honest. I really want to say something to the dude. Because we had already had words before in the weight pal. You know what I'm saying? One time, the bench was too close to the treadmill. And we was like, bro, why don't you, slide over that way, man, so we can get our workout on or whatever. And he said something, man, y'all worry about y'all. Nah, bro, you need to slide the weights over, man. So, you know what I'm saying? It was just one of those things. So we already had words. Then he's upset, as I mentioned, because the woman that he likes, Miss Carter, is feeling a dude that's my partner. You know what I mean? Jules. Like, man, this is going to be a problem, man. Then word started getting back to Miss Carter. He swear up and down somebody's hating on him. They say he was messing with dudes prior to coming to the prison that we was at. That was the word on the yard, and it was getting back to her. Oh, y'all hating on me, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all say anything, a pair of lips to say anything. Y'all know she feeling me, so y'all going back and y'all hating. Now, he's just putting it in the air. He's not putting a name on it. But it got to the point to where it was as though he was directing those comments towards Jules. Jules ain't said a word, man. Jules is getting ready to go for parole, man, so he's really, really trying to be laid back about the situation because he's like, man, I'm going up for parole, man, I ain't. One day we out in like it was like a little open area because even though Jules was upstairs in the honor dorm, he would have to come downstairs to use the microwave. He didn't have to because they had microwaves upstairs. But like, let's just say the microwaves was full because in prison, man, you might have 5 or 6 people ahead of you, if not more, to use the microwave. So you can come downstairs, use the phone, the microwave, or what have you. Comes downstairs, use the microwave. He's cooking up something that takes a while. I don't know if he was frying some potatoes in the microwave or whatever, but it's taking a while. He puts his stuff in the microwave. When he comes back, his food is sitting on top of the microwave. Man, who touched my food, man? Who? So he looks up. Q had taken his food out of the microwave and put his food in. Damn, bro, what you doing touching my food, man? You know what I'm saying, man? Other people got to use the microwave too. Bro, why did you touch my food, man? Now you seeing the other side of Jules coming out, man. You can see the aggression and the pain and the anger that he really, really had pent up inside of him. They get to arguing or whatever, but it's quiet. It ain't really, really loud. It's just Jules is more calm, but Q, he's more so, man, we can do whatever. But really, this is all about Miss Carter. We can do whatever, man. I'm about whatever. You about whatever? Okay. So, Jules takes his food, takes it upstairs, puts his boots on. He comes back downstairs. Let's get it, big boy. Let's get it. Damn. I'm right there. Now, Q got some dudes, some little youngsters that's following behind him or whatever. He got his own little car, his own little following. So I'm like, damn, I don't got no choice. I don't got no choice but to get in it because this is who I rock with every day. I rock with him. So now I can't just be like, whoa, I don't have nothing to do with this. It's a danger. Like when you're in penitentiary and the person that you kick it with, eat with all the time or what have you, if they get into a beef or squabble or whatever, guess what? You with them too. They didn't fight right there, though. They go in the bathroom. I go in the bathroom. He got a couple of his partners in the bathroom. They jump in. I got to jump in. It's just the way that it's going to be. They fight. Jules bust him up. He don't just smash him or nothing, but he gets out. He wins, clearly. Q didn't have nothing for Jules. Didn't have nothing for him whatsoever. The problem is, a lot of these youngsters these days, they don't fight. They don't even know how to fight. Because they're not trying to fight. See, back in the day, we got in a fight with somebody. Okay, we fought. You beat me. I beat you or whatever. We mad at each other a couple days later. We right back best friends again. You know what I'm saying? Right back riding our bikes or playing basketball or just, doing whatever, playing video games, whatever we did prior to us getting into it. Now, you get out on somebody, they embarrass. You beat them up, and especially if it's some females around, guess what? You're going to get unalived, or they're going to try to unalive you. And that's so sad, but that's just the way that it is. In penitentiary, though, you got to be able to use your hands in most cases. Q couldn't take it. They got back to Miss Carter. Luckily, they didn't get locked up. They didn't get written up or what have you. Like I said, Jules was about to go up for parole. Word started to spread. Q worked in the kitchen. He was gonna get that thing. You know that thing that Dante from the Dante Show Network often talks about? Pushing that blizzade. He was gonna push that blade. He was gonna get a blade, actual knife, to be honest, out of the kitchen where he worked at. And he was gonna handle Jules. Made me feel nervous because he know, like I said, he know Jules and I is we tight. Is he gonna come after me next? We're in the same dorm. I really gotta watch this dude, man. Like I said, we didn't already had a couple words throughout the months. He think he tough. Maybe he is tough. Look like he could fight a little bit. Just Jules got him. I wasn't worried about getting in no fight. I mean, you know, I fought a lot in prison. You know? Didn't win them all, didn't lose them all. But I really didn't want no smoke. It ain't had nothing to do with me. I'm getting ready to go for parole a few months after Jules. I'm trying to go home, man. I'm tired of hanging around you hard ankles every day, and I'm sure that the feelings are mutual. I want to see some women, man. I want to see my family, my kids. I don't want to keep, you know, being around a bunch of dudes all day long. I'm doing everything I can do to go home. One day, Jules and I, we walking. We outside, we walking the loop or whatever. He said, man, I seen the parole board, man. They gave me 12 months, man. So they gave you 12 months. 12 months means a deferment. Come back and see us in 12 months. It was hard to believe because he had taken classes. He ain't had no write-ups. He had graduated masonry class, which is a major accomplishment. I'm like, man, they gave you 12 months, bro. He's like, yeah, man, but I ain't worried about it, man. So we never really too much spoke on the situation with Miss Carter. You know, he talked about her a little bit. But as I mentioned, he was more so to himself, and he never really said much as far as when it came to that. You know, he told me a few times she was come in his room and, you know, it would go down. They did the most. Urban Dictionary, they did they did their thing. But she was really, really feeling him. He's like, he talked to her a couple times on the phone. They would just use, you know, they wouldn't talk about prison or anything like that. And she had like a totally different number, so they could never, you know, trace that number back to her or what have you. Man. So we discussed dude or whatever. He had heard that dude. He was like, yeah, I got something for him. Let him come on. I got something for him. I'm like, shoot, man. When it's up, it's up. Now, we wasn't saying that back then, but that's pretty much what it means. Once it's up, it's stuck, man. It is what it is, man. We, you know. One morning, we walk in the yard or whatever. I'm walking to wherever I'm going at the time, and I would always, you know, see him or whatever. He'd come out the dorm, or he'd come from upstairs or whatever. Like I said, we're in the same building. He's just upstairs. I'm downstairs. He's like, bro, I got something to tell you, man. I said, what's up, bro? He said, man, I'm leaving tomorrow. I said, you leaving? Were you getting transferred? Where you trying to go? He's like, nah, man, I'm going home. So I'm like, you going home? He's like, yeah, man, I made parole. I said, but I thought, he's like, I know I told you I got 12 months. He said, but I didn't really want it to get out there. So I just told everybody that I, you know, deal with or whatever, that I got 12 months. But really, I made parole, man. Pulled out his little parole paper, showed it to me. At the bottom is highlighted in yellow with a yellow highlighter. Parole recommended. Oh, wow, bro, you going to the crib, man? Congratulations, man. I'm happy for you, man. He said, yeah, man, I'm gone tomorrow. They came and told me. Tomorrow, I, you know, have my people up here at a certain time to pick me up, and I'm out, man. I never will forget, man, you know what I'm saying, what you did for me or whatever. You my partner, you my dog. I'm going to reach back for you, whatever. You just be safe. You know, dude's an idiot or whatever. Just be safe up in here, man. He's like, but just keep that on the low. Don't let nobody know I'm leaving tomorrow. Like, man, come on, man. I ain't going to say nothing. Sure enough, the next morning, because when you make parole, typically back then you left like early in the morning. First thing in the morning, he's gone. Helping him get his stuff or whatever. Now, guess who the happiest man on the yard was at that point? Q. He's ecstatic. Now he don't really have any competition on it. He feels like he really has Miss Carter at this point. Not even understanding this dude is going home. You're still in prison. We're still in prison. He can easily get at her, and they're going to do whatever they do, if that's what they so desire to do. And there's nothing that you can do about it because he's out and we're not out. I guess he didn't care anything about that. He just wanted that status on the yard. After he left, me and Q never had a word. We ain't never say nothing crazy to me. Never looked at me crazy. Of course, I didn't say nothing to him. I stayed ready. But we never have no sort of confrontation, no problems, no whatever. So now he's really, really getting at Miss Carter. He's pushing up on her, whatever. So Jules ends up, he goes home. 4 or 5 months later, I go for parole. I go home. Everything's all good. We able to get out of the situation, if you will, unscathed. But it just goes to show how a dude would do anything over a woman. I had OG tell me before, man, a dude would kill you, unalive you rather, quicker over a woman than he will anything else. So all that, oh man, you can have them, man. I don't love them, man. I just toss them around. Maybe certain ones, and I don't even believe that. See, dudes get in their feelings, I believe, more than women. A woman can break up with you and it's over with. Or you break up with her and she's in her feelings for a little while and she's hurting. But at some point, she's over you. She's gone. She's gone to do whatever, to the next one, or just be single for a while, or just whatever she desires to do. And she can leave you alone and never mess with you again. A lot of dudes, again, I'm not speaking for all dudes. A lot of dudes, man, we can't do that, man. We picture another dude with our woman, we gonna go crazy. Now, not me personally. So when I say we, I'm just saying in general, man. I let them do what they do because they're gonna do what they want to do anyway. Same with dudes. We're gonna do what we want to do anyway. I don't want you to be somewhere where you don't want to be. If you don't want to be with me no more, if you don't, you want to move on, it was fun. It was fun while it lasted. And I'm going to move on. I might be hurt. I might be crushed. But guess what, man? You will eventually get over that hurt. Weeping may endure for the night, but in the morning, it's going to be all good. Now I messed that whole Bible verse totally up. So y'all get what I'm trying to say, though. Deal with a little pain, right now. But, over time, it's going to be all good. I think what I was trying to say is, weeping shall endure for a night, but joy will come in the morning. I ain't read my Bible in a while, but I'm going to get back to that. Ended up to where once Q got out, not only did he get with Miss Carter, they got married. She married that fool. And that's the last that I'm not sure if they're still married. I'm not sure if they're, still together or what have you. But I know for a fact they definitely got married. Man. So Q was definitely serious about Miss Carter. Which further lets me know that he was willing to risk it all. To go overboard. And if Jules had not made parole, there's no telling what would have ended up happening between those two individuals, man. Fellas, watch yourself, man. You messing with a young lady, man, try to get all the information you get, especially when it comes to going to her house. She may be scandalous. She may be playing the two. But even if she's not, she done left dude alone or whatever, and she has no dealings with him whatsoever, he's not done with her. He's sitting back in the bushes. He's waiting. And you never know, because it could be you that he jumps out on. Real Kens TV. Hopefully you liked the video. Feel free to comment. Definitely share. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And be sure to hit that post notification. So anytime I bring you this action and this heat, guess what? You're amongst the first to receive.